This is Chandria, and welcome back to my Flosstube channel. If you're not aware, Flosstube is where I mostly talk about cross stitch, but maybe some other crafts. I do have a little bit of knitting today. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's so good to share this hobby and what I've been into with some other like-minded people. And if you are a returning viewer, I really appreciate you so much. Thank you for deciding to come back and, like I said, see what I've been up to. So it's been a little bit. I don't think it's been quite as long as my previous gap, but I've just been super busy. It is what it is. I love spooky season, but unfortunately it's also a really busy time at work for me. However, this time I had something fun to look forward to at the end of all of my work stuff. I got to go to Stitch North and meet up with some folks that I had previously met at StitchCon in June. So that was fabulous. Seeing them again, it was so much fun. I'll talk about that a little bit more when I talk about probably in at the very beginning of where you would have haul. I'll talk about that because that's going to be the majority of haul that I got. Today I think I'm going to start off with, we are joined by Kitty. I'm going to start off with some previous finishes. I don't have a ton of progress. I have a ton of things to show you. I wouldn't say I have a ton of progress. But I wanted to show you some previous finishes because I think I'll have time in this video. So I like to keep stuff in this, I think, I don't know, a hi-hat box or something, but I think I got it from Michael's. So yeah, I just wanted to go through some of my previous Halloween finishes. So this is the first one. This is Trick or Treat. Don't mind me. There we go. This is Trick or Treat Ghost. Fairly confident. By Top Knot Stitcher. And it's amazing to have friends with cool toys like a laser cutter, because they designed and printed this. I think we both have one. I don't know if they finished theirs yet though. Sorry, motion's being a little slow for me. But anyway, yeah, so this is just laser cut wood, the little ghostie. And then this is mat board, both of them are. Yes, Trick or Treat Ghostie by Top Knot Stitcher Shop. This was stitched on 32 count Wicked Night linen by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And I had a weird conversion. I know that this is Weeks Icicle. I absolutely love. I haven't found anything comparable. If anyone has, Weeks I feel like is notorious for tangling more than other overdyed threads, so I'd be happy to have an alternative. But this ghostly bluish white, which is Weeks Icicle, I've not found anything comparable. So if anybody has any recommendations, I would love that. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorite finishes ever because of this little guy here. Okay. So these are both by Mama Witch X Stitch. This one is, I think, just Pet Ghost, and this one is Cat Ghost. And again, laser cut little wooden accoutrement. So this one is stitched on just 32 count black lugana, and then this one is stitched on 32 count Quill by BeStitchMe. That was in a Black Needle Society Frogwarts box. And these are not even like really, I mean, they're fully finished to me because I just prop them up, or I have these little things. I got a set of these on Amazon. You can sit them like this. So they're fully finished to me, but I could still do something with them if I wanted to. Put them on something else. Okay, two more. This one is Summer Sucks by the Witchy Stitcher. I consider this both summer and Halloween, so. And this is the same sort of finish where I just mostly prop it up. This is stitched on, I know it's 32 count linen, gunmetal. So 32 count gunmetal linen. I think that's by weeks. And then this guy, and I'm leaning into something, I swear, so there's a point to this. So last Halloween, Tara of Wilda Woman Crafts and I did this Pirate's Booty, is what it's called. This was an ornament in the Just Cross Stitch 2023 ornament edition. And we stitched it together. I just pulled a random conversion. It's by Wrought Iron Stitching. And there was also a companion piece for this that was in the October Just Cross Stitch 2023. I'm so sorry for the cat. She thinks that because I'm out here, she'll get fed early. But anyway, I finished that one this year. So I'll show you that one in just a second. Let me get the Pirate's Booty info up so I can tell you the fabric. Okay, so it's 32 count Water Spirit by Seraphim linen. And I want to finish this next one the exact same way. It's slightly different fabric, but that's fine. They're different. However, I would like to actually have straight edges on the next one, but you know what? It is what it is. Still looks cute. Okay, so my only finish since I saw you last is called Trick or Treat Squirrel by Wrought Iron Stitching, the companion piece to Pirate's Booty, and there it is. It's so cute. I tried to use most of the same flosses that I used in Pirate's Booty, so the Happy Halloween and the Trick or Treat go together. The orange for the pumpkin is the same, and the gray, the light gray for the squirrel and the raccoon are the same. So this is stitched on 32 count lightly salted, not roasted linen by BeStitchMe. It was a fabric of the month, and I don't even know what the rest of it goes to, but it was just a scrap that I had, so yeah. My one and only finish, but you know what? It's adorable. Okay, so now let's get into whips. What I have worked on since the last time we talked. Now, actually, I think this is technically a new start, but that's okay. I want to talk about this one because it's not Halloween related, so we'll talk about it first. So I'll pop up a photo because I just have a working copy handy. Tara of Wilde Woman Crafts, again, talk about Tara. She recently finished Rainbow Band Sampler, and I had Twisted Rainbow. No. She finished Twisted Rainbow Sampler, and I had Twisted Band Sampler, and she inspired me to finally start mine. So, I've talked about it before. I got a custom BeStitchMe silk conversion because I didn't really want to do a rainbow. I just don't care about yellows and oranges. So I wanted to do more of my favorite types of colors. So this is just a lot more cool jewel toned. And then I got that started. So here, find something to put behind it. That'll do. So this is just the upper corner of Twisted Band Sampler. This is the version that has fancy stitches, specialty stitches. So this part is cross stitch, and then this starts the first specialty band. So far I've used 1, 2, 3, and I think I'm still finishing up the third color. I'm almost done with the third color. Out of, I don't remember. I feel like it's like 18 or something. Yeah, 18, if I counted right. So yeah, just a small start. This is stitched on 32 count black linen, and it's actually stitched 1/2 instead of 2/2. It gives it, I don't know, like it really doesn't look sparse at all. Not that, and I normally would never stitch 1/2 on 32, but I don't know if it's just that the silks are extra fluffy, which I think that might have something to do with it, but yeah, it looks great. And it makes your specialty stitches look better to just have the one strand. But the colors are really popping on the black. I'm gonna have to get back to that. As for every project. I'm gonna say that. But yeah, I want to talk about that one first because then we'll go into Halloween things. So, other than the Trick or Treat Squirrel, I didn't start anything new for Halloween. Let's see. But I worked on 3 Halloween whips. I think I touched a couple other whips just for like maybe 100 stitches each, so I didn't bother pulling those out, but the ones I actually feel like I made progress on. Adjust my needle mender. Man, this speed up. So this is Wednesday by Forbidden Fiber Co. They have this as a kit with their own threads, but they do still have a DMC conversion. I actually pulled random overdyes from Stash. This is got some major nudge marks, but here is where I'm at. So I outlined her hair before I had her lips and the collar, which I love that collar. That is Weeks Whitewash, and I love just the little bit of yellowy to it, so it looks like it's a, you know, an old aged kind of faded looking collar. The red is actually an Owl Forest, and then this black is Nighty Night by Classic Colorworks. So it's got like a little bit of a blue, I don't know if you can see it whatsoever, but you can see it in person. It's like a black with a dark navy in it. So yeah, I had worked on outlining her hair so that then all I needed to do was fill in. I didn't get all the way down, but there was still plenty of fill in. This shockingly has quite a few stitches. This is stitched on 16 count Finian Ada by Seraphim, and I use this as Stitch North for my late night stitching because once it was outlined, I didn't need to use a pattern and I didn't have to count, so I could just sit and chat. And by that point, I was already pretty tired, so it was nice to have something like this to not think. It was great. And yeah, so I got quite a bit of progress on that. Just at late night stitching, really. Alrighty. Next, I pulled out, this is a Witchy Stitcher pattern called Ghost Stories. This came in a box, fully kitted, a Black Needle Society box. I think it was their first Halloween box in 2021, so it came fully kitted. Here is where I am. I had barely done anything on this before I pulled it out. So this is 32 count, I think it's Fright Night, linen by Fortnite Fabrics. I think this was a custom for the box, so good luck. I also don't think they're dying anymore, so yeah. I'll show you the pattern again. What I have left is the black, like 2,000 stitches of black. Everything else is done. The white is Weeks Parchment, the black is going to be Weeks Coal, and everything else is DMC. Yeah, I think I was able to hit, let's see, I just tied this up. Almost 26%, so 25.9% finishing everything but the black. And then 75% is black, but that's pretty typical for the Witchy Stitcher. And it's gonna look great. The needleminder is from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I have one more Halloween Halloween whip that I feel like I got pretty decent progress on. This is the exact same story, exact same box. This is Baba Yaga by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So I came fully kitted, fabric and everything. So this is stitched on 32 count Catacombs by BeStitchMe. You're gonna have to fix this later. But here we go. So previously I just had most of this tree, and what I added was the black to start outlining the house. Let's see, needle minders. This is from a pen by Grave Markings that I turned into a needle minder, and this is actually from the video game Dredge. It glows in the dark, so it was a pen that I turned into a needle minder as well. I found these and bought 3 of them. So me, Michaela of Cinematic Stitches, and Tara of Old Woman Crafts have matching needle minders because we all played the video game Dredge and talked about it and loved it, so that's why. This one actually goes surprisingly fast when I pull it out and work on it. It's just, I think it's intimidating because it's so big and so dense and just looks, I don't know, just looking at it, it looks intimidating. So I don't pull it out that much, but when I pull it out, I get really good progress. Okay, so that's all the Halloween whips. And then I had one more new start at Stitch North that doesn't really count. I mean, it's kind of Halloween-y, but I started it specifically because this was a Canadian retreat, and this is from a Canadian designer. So this is We Still Go On by Uncanny Kari and D's 20 Stitches. I have the other one as well, We Go On. But we were reasonable and only started the little one. So, let me see the information so I can tell you the fabric because I don't remember. I can also adjust my needle minder. Okay, so here's where I am. This is stitched on a little scrap of 32 count Boneyard linen by BeStitchMe. And the thread that I used for this, I love these sorts of patterns because you can use up some of your wilder threads on these monochromatic. This is Forbidden Fiber Co. Pisces. And it's just like a really mottled blue, and I love the way that it's stitching up. So I definitely could have gotten farther on this. I have just you can see but I I stopped because I realized I'd made a mistake. And I don't know what I was thinking. But this, if it looks like there's a weird gap there, it's because there is. That's not supposed to be that tall. So all of this part here should all be up a few rows. But I really don't want to pick it out and waste the pretty thread. I think I'll have plenty. It's just I don't want to do that. So I'm going to fudge it. It just required more thinking to fudge it than I was willing to do at the time. So I will have to get back to it and figure out how I'm gonna fudge it before I forget what my mistake is. But this needle minder as well is by Marie Minder. I saw this, Erin of the Hathaway Stitchers has this needle minder and I adored it, so I had to snag one too. Okay, and then last thing that is the most recent new start, I'm going to the Jingle Ball, and my birthday's the 10th, so I considered the whatever I purchased for the Jingle Ball to be my birthday present. My husband and I don't really exchange gifts. We just sort of do things with each other, spend time, like more time with each other as our presents. So if we want something around that time, we just buy it and call it a birthday present. So I'm sure you're probably aware, if you know what the Jingle Ball is, it is a virtual retreat hosted by Lindy Stitches. There's a lot of different designers that put out exclusive patterns. There's also classes, and that's what I was the most interested in. First off, because having a class that I need to have something stitched for is very good motivation to actually get it done, because I want to be able to follow along, ask questions and stuff in the class. You do have 30 days for the, it's recorded, and you have 30 days to watch the recording as many times as you want. So it's not a hard deadline, but to me, I want to say that it is because I want to be able to ask questions in the class. I attended a class by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery last year, and I really loved that. So this year, I was going for Festive Forest by the Blue Flower. I wanted to go ahead and get the kit because it has quite a few different flosses, and I didn't want to bother sourcing that myself. And I also just didn't want to take the time to try to do a conversion. So yeah, so that was what I was going for. And then the night that the tickets for everything came out, it was a mess. It's not Steph at Lindy Stitches problem. Like, I mean, it wasn't anything she did. It was the site itself. I think they did not prepare or expect the amount of traffic that the website got, so it crashed. So it was probably like an hour and a half before, from the time that it crashed to the time that it was back up and you could purchase your tickets. So everyone's like waiting, very antsy, waiting. Steph was doing a live explaining what everything was so that when people had questions, oh, I can't buy my tickets, they could go to her live and she could explain, no one can, it's not just you. Some people were pretty nasty. It certainly was not worth that, but most people were pretty understanding. But just waiting around for the hype, I knew I wanted the kit for the Blue Flower, and I was on the fence for doing the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery class again. Not gonna lie, it was the needle minder that I really wanted, and I could have bought the needle minder later, but just that waiting of like, am I gonna get it? When I did finally get the chance, I just bought both. So I bought the kits for both. And those came in, the patterns for both, I got put into Pattern Keeper and everything, and holy cow, Festive Forest is over 11,000 stitches, which is bigger than I expected. So I went ahead and immediately got started on that because it's gonna be a struggle to get that done, especially because I have two. But let me go ahead and show these. So I'll put in a photo of Festive Forest. Actually, no. I have the kit right here. So the kit came with a paper copy, but I emailed Janine McGowan, the designer of the Blue Flower, and asked, like, hey, I know you also, you know, you're selling a PDF copy of the class, like PDF version of the class. So I know you've got a PDF copy. Is there any way I could do like an add-on purchase for that so that like I'm not gonna buy the class again when I already have the full kit? So anyway, like I just asked, hey, is there any way I can just do an add-on to get the PDF version? And she just sent it to me. So if you are interested in the PDF version and you purchased like the like the full kit with the paper copy, just email her. I was super pleased with that. I could rechart it, but I really didn't want to take the time to do that if there was any chance whatsoever I could get it otherwise. And yeah, it was definitely worth asking. So this is the finishing, the way you're going to learn to finish it in the class, which is why I was so excited. And then this is what the pattern looks like. Sorry for the glare, but I think you get the gist. It's absolutely precious. While I'm talking about it, I'll just show the kit materials just a little bit. It's pretty quick. So the biggest thing is it came with all the threads, and I've already started using these, that's why they're kind of a mess. And I put them, this thread keeper did not come with it. Jenny of the Quilt Junkie sent me that. So I just put the DMCs on that, and then all the rest. There's 3 Cottage Garden threads, a bunch of Roxy Floss Co., I think a couple weeks, and then a few DMCs. So it's all the floss, just a lot of floss. I think that was probably the majority of the cost. And then the fabric cut to size and serged, which was super nice. So it's not that wide, but it's very long. So, and then this is my start. You know, in case you're curious, this, I got this from Erin and Amity, the Hathaway Stitchers at Stitch North. That was one of their very generous table gifts. It is a very accurate Canada Goose. Okay. I believe, yeah, so I am a grand total of 5% on this. 597 stitches so far. And I'm gonna have to get cracking because, yeah. Completely out of order. The rest of the things that came in the kit were, these are the finishing supplies, all just separate so you could put it to the side until you needed it. And then templates and mat board and everything. And I think there was also some candy, but that didn't last long, so that's already gone. Okay. I have not oh, what was this fabric anyway? That would be helpful to tell you. What is it? Cypress. 32 count Cypress by Fiber Ornament. So like I said, I also got the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery kit, and we're just transitioning right into haul here because I haven't actually started this one. It came with all the threads. It's all DMC, so I went ahead and it just came on the skeins, but they did include this card. I had to hole punch it myself, but I already had the holes, the thing to hole punch it, so I went ahead and put those on there, and I have it ready to go. So this is 28 count Crystal Valor, I do believe. It came with a full fat eighth. I just cut it in half because you don't need the whole fat eighth, and I can't abide by the waste of fabric. It came with the needleminder, which, like I said, was the biggest thing I wanted this for. The Lady Dot Musket Velveteen, some cute stickers that match the theme, pack of needles, the mat boards already cut to size for you, which is amazing. And then the other big thing for this that I really wanted it for, custom backing fabric. So designed by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery to match the theme. They did this last year in their class, and it was just so sweet. I think after the fact, they'll probably have a link to Spoonflower where you can buy this, but I think for the time being it's exclusive. Also had some candy. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know, that may have been it. But yeah. So that one, like I said, haven't started yet, but need to get on it. That one came only with a PDF pattern, so I, at some point, hopefully have popped up the photo for you of what it is. Okay, next, let's talk about the only bit of haul that is not from Stitch North, and then we'll go into Stitch North things. Okay, so, I have two fabric of the months from BeStitchMe. I'm in the 32 count linen, and I do alternating neutral and colors. So September's was Frost. It's a really good bluey purpley gray. And then October is called Through the Stones. So like a muddy, greeny color. Both of those, you can use those for a lot of different themes. So super excited with those. So Stitch North. Stitch North was absolutely a blast. I was lucky enough to be heading up there to Toronto for work anyway, and so I just stayed around after what I had to do for work through Sunday at the end of Stitch North. Since I had a rental car, I picked up Aaron and Amity from the airport because they were the earliest arrivals and we had some time on our hands. So we went to the Enchanted Needle, which is, I'm not sure if it's the only one, but it is a LNS in the Brampton, Toronto area. So, let me get all my stuff together. So at the Enchanted Needle, they really didn't have a lot of fabric. They had options of where they could order fabric for you, but they didn't have a lot there in store. But this is by Enchanting Lair, which is a local dyer. I'm not sure if they actually dye it, but I got this absolutely stunning. It's like a weird offcut, but I can get quite a few things out of this. So yeah, this is 18 count Ada, and like I said, it's by Enchanting Lair, and it is the color Meadow. So this definitely could be very springy, this could be very Halloweeny, this could be Christmassy. You could do so much with this, and it's stunning. So, got that. I also got just some 20 count beige remnant Ada, because why not? We saw some Canadian patriotic, like a set of these. They're by Jeanette Douglas, and there's this whole series of them that you could get. But we each picked out one, sort of like to do as a souvenir. And I am going to do this one with the loon on it. Yeah. So I didn't start this, but I picked it up, and it'll be really nice when I am working on it to remember the trip. And then I also picked up some more sock yarn. I thought it'd be really cool to have, to be able to remember where I got the yarn while I'm knitting these. So, yep. Okay, let's do freebies. I only picked up one thing off the freebie table. I picked up a couple things for my table mates that I thought they might like, but I scored big getting the Pumpkin House by Hello from Liz Matthews on the freebie table. And then Hillary of Subpar Stitches had finished this, and so I snagged her copy of this. This is Meditation Garden by Jan Hicks Creates. She entered this, finished it and entered it in the State Fair this year, and it was stunning. So yeah, honestly, like this photo doesn't do it justice. Okay. Let's do the rest of the shopping, because I didn't get too much, and then everything else is going to be table gifts and a few other assorted gifts and my smalls exchange. So, shopping. They had Roxy Floss Co. flosses, a huge floss wall. But they had some of the more like limited edition ones, or for whatever reason, older things, they were discounted. So I picked up some colors out of the discount bin. I'm really loving this one. I don't think it's really showing up, but it's like gray and purple. Yeah. The sewing shop was there. The sewingshop.ca. I believe it's Kaylee Tent Stitch, but there were some, there was an ornament sample pack left. So there were 2 of these gridded Adas. This one is a really lightly beigey color. I think mine were all Adas, actually. I think that was what my pack was. These 2, no idea what I'm gonna do with these, but they look really cool, especially this one. If you're unfamiliar, the sewing shop has some like really, I don't know if you'd call them like hand painted, but really unique way of dyeing. So, let's see. These, none of these have names or anything, and they're just random ornament offcuts, but they all are serged on all sides, which is really nice. This one. And then I had 2 that were really close. I believe this like gray pinky color. And I traded one to Hillary of Subpar Stitches for this one. And then Hand Dyed by Rolanda was there. Super tempting. As soon as, so like Friday, as soon as she set up her booth, she's just swamped. And I had to get in there and snag some of her more wild colors, because that's what I'm drawn to. And I got 2 pieces. So this is 32 count linen in Aurora. Look at this. Just look at that. It's stunning. And then I also got, this one's an Ada, 20 count Ada in, I do not see a name on this. That's fine. Look at this. So pretty. Now what am I going to use either of these for? I don't know. I'm just attracted to pretty things. And there were so many stunning things at her booth. I just had to be, because she also had flosses. But yeah, I had to be reasonable. I think that's all I bought. Smalls exchange. So I did, I'll pop up a photo because obviously I gave it away. But for my small, I did Spooky Stories Scissor Fob by the Black Needle Society, and finished it with all the kit materials, which was the scissor fob. It's stitched 1/1 on 32 count Basalt Splash Lugana by Zweigart. And yeah, I'll have a photo of what it was. I was absolutely thrilled with this. I started it completely like 1/1 full cross, and then I switched to 2/1 tent stitch. Honestly, the white stitches did not look great. I probably should have done those 1/1 full cross, but everything else, you could not tell the difference doing the 2/1 tent, and it's just so much faster. I was down to the wire getting this done, so that's why I chose this, because I already had the finishing, everything ready for the finishing, already had the idea, so I didn't even have to get creative, and it just turned out spectacular. Super thrilled. And then what I received was, let's see, it's by Darlene_Stitches on Instagram. I actually got 2 things. So this is like a hanging pillow ornament. I will probably prop it up or put it into a dough bowl. I'm finally almost got enough little pillows for Halloween dough bowl, even though I'm not gonna have enough for the other seasons, but yeah. So this one is, believe this one is Boo Watch by Cotton Pixels, and it's stitched on 14 count Yorkshire green Aida, and this was in 2023, maybe it was the Halloween edition, she didn't say which edition, 2023 Just Cross Stitch magazine, page 6. And then this one is from Primrose Cottage. It's from the Halloween Quilt 13 Spooky Smalls, and it's all the called for fabric and threads. And I love this finishing with the button, just the shape and dimension it gives. Absolutely love that. And then she also included a set of limited edition hand-dyed by Rolanda threads. So yeah. Now I think we're on to table gifts and some of the other freebies. So, well, this really doesn't count, but Tara of Little Woman Crafts and I went in on, and I think there was someone else too, but went in on an order for Owl Forest Embroidery flosses, overdyed flosses. So I got 2 floss packs. That way we could share the shipping from Russia. And I think I've seen her at least once, maybe twice since then, since they arrived, and hadn't picked those up, but she remembered and brought them to Stitch North, so picked those up. She, while we're talking about her, crocheted us cup cozies, which turned out to be so useful for while we were there. The yarn is like a tube with stuffing inside it, so it's like really plush, which makes it really insulating for hot drinks, but it also makes it absorb the condensation for cold drinks. So very, very useful. Use this every single day while we were there. Let me pull out my things. She also gave us this, it's like a metal, kind of like a spring, but you can massage your joints, your finger joints with it. It's also a really nice fidget toy. Hillary of Subpar Stitches made us mini stitch kits. So this is like a handmade box that slides out and has a full kit in it. So she called it a mystery because she charted just several different random designs and handed them out so you didn't know what you were going to get. I mean, we could trade if we wanted to, but I was perfectly content. And then inside There's some black Ada, maybe 16, 18 count, I can't really tell. A needle. There is one of those like snap apart, put something in it keychains, and a little bit of backing fabric to finish it. The pattern, which mine is like a cute little purple bat. And then all the threads on a little thread organizer that's labeled with the colors. This is gonna be absolutely perfect to just like keep in my backpack or purse or whatever. And if I don't have stitching and have some time, now I've got some stitching. Having that, like the keychain and the finishing and everything, so amazing. Super great. Let's see. Megan, and I'm honestly not sure of her handle. Here we go. There we go. Sorry, had to get her floss cards out. So Megan made us these little notion, like a sit it at your table and put your notions in it, which obviously came in handy. She also gave us floss ring with floss cards. Oh, of course. There's her Instagram handle. This one, so she's from Alaska, and funniest thing ever, this was taken off of her porch. And so that's why there's this like little, what is that, Darth Vader? Because it's a decal on her door. And so she took the photo through the door. How cool is that? And then I think this is also where she lives. She also gave us an Alaska sticker. Let's see. Michaela of Cinematic Stitches made us pouches, and they were stuffed full of candy, but that's gone. She had a couple different options, but I chose the coyotes. I think owls were the other ones. And then these are super cool. Like they're lined and very impressed. Love that. Who else? Okay, I think Erin and Amity of the Hathaway Stitchers made us all custom project bags. So I have pet rats, they know this, and they know I love rats. They made me a rat project folder. Apparently the look on my face when I got it was, I guess, very enthusiastic. So it's got magnetic snaps, 2 vinyl front pockets that zip, and also another pocket on I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing here. Each side also has here, and then inside the, no, it's already open. There we go, in here. So yeah, you could build multiple projects in this. Super, super thrilled. I could not believe rats. I know Michaela's had space pigs which was really cool. Hillary's was Shrek and then coleslaw on the inside. I don't remember the others. I honestly was too enamored with my rats when everyone else was opening theirs. So on the inside, in one of the pockets, wrapped in some bird tissue paper, they also had the Canada Goose needleminder that I showed you, and this the snail hill kit for each of us. So at some point I will stitch that. Why are you so loud? Sorry. You know, I think that might be it. I got some other, someone was passing out stickers. Oh, I'm an idiot. The swag bag. The official swag bag. So there were, I think that's a zipper pull. Just dump this out since I'm dealing with a cat. There was a thread bed, a needle minder, and that's from the sewing shop. One of the other vendors, Monkey and Mouse, had baubles and also came with a needle threader. Hand dyed by Rolanda gave us a full 25 yards of cotton over dyed thread in the color Raven. Samply stitched project bags gave us a charm and also a corner gauge. And then we had some patterns. So from Tiny Modernist, Small Fall Sewing. From Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, it's the Tea Garden Pin Pillow. From Anne's Crafts, this autumn leaf. From 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers, Let Not the Morrow Your Vain Thoughts Employ. And then a full kit for this autumn leaf, autumn tree, I guess, pattern with it's got the backing, obviously the hole punched wood, and the Roxy Floss Co. flosses. I think that's it. I was super impressed by the swag bag, especially considering we got a full kit, but it seemed like all the vendors put in just a little something, which was really nice. There weren't a ton of vendors, but the vendors that were there seemed to have a lot of options, and it was kind of nice actually because it wasn't super overwhelming. I've only ever been to Stitch North now and to StitchCon, so it was interesting to see the difference. StitchCon is, let's put it this way, Stitch North was way more chill. Like it was just very go as the wind takes you. And sure, there was shopping, but it wasn't the main theme, I guess. There were some door prize drawings. You had a ticket in your swag bag that was good for all 3 nights. I think they drew 3 times. Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, like mid-morning, before everybody left. And so it was good. So you could win some door prizes. I didn't win anything, but there were some really good door prizes. Is that it? I think that might be it. Plans. I will talk about some plans. Preparing for the Jingle Ball. I need to get those 2 patterns that I bought the kits for completed, and I would love to maybe finish a couple of the small Halloween things that I've still got, because I'm not ready for spooky season to be over. We're honestly just now starting to feel like fall here. It's the leaves are, falling, where it's finally getting crisp weather, and it just I just wish that we had more time like this. But yeah, we're just now starting to feel like fall, so I'd like to still, when I get tired of working on my 2 focuses, then we'll work on some fall things, Halloween things. That's probably it until my next time. Knitting. Let me talk about my knitting. I completely forgot. So I finished my first ever pair of socks. I now have 2. So they're not blocked, which honestly I don't even know if this yarn needs it, but I have 2 socks. These are going to be a gift for my grandma. I learned a lot. So the one of them is like this much longer, because I thought I knew what I was doing, and so on the second sock I got overconfident and got cocky and let myself work on these when I could get distracted, and then what did I do? Made mistakes. So I think I made more mistakes on my second sock than on my first one. Now, an improvement is when you pick up the gusset stitches after you've done your heel flap and whatnot. I had some rather large holes here. I don't know if you can tell, but and on the second one, I really fixed that. So that was probably the biggest improvement for. But yeah, the reason why this one's longer is because at some point I got off in the toe decreases, and to get it back to the right count, I had to add in some more rounds. I think it's fine. You're not going to really be able to tell the difference when you wear it. It's not like an obscene amount larger. I think it's like, I don't know, maybe a ½ inch or something. It is what it is. I have now learned when I'm working on anything but just round and around and around knit stitch, no, just don't let yourself get distracted. So the yarn that I used for this is just from Michaels. It's a perfect pair sock yarn in the color River. Color River. And I had quite a bit left over, so maybe this is a dumb idea, but we're going to try to make a pair of shorties this time to finish out this yarn, because I still have quite a bit left of that ball. So I'm doing the vanilla. These were done using the Crazy Sock Lady Vanilla Sock tutorial video, and the only changes that I made really is I think I did like maybe 10 less rows on the leg than called for, but otherwise it's pretty called for. But for this pair, I'm going to try to make shorties. So I only did 10 rows for the ribbing for the cuff and 10 rows for the leg. And now I'm starting the heel flap. So that's why I've got the 9-inch circular and then started the cat hair. Started the heel flap on DPNs because I found I really liked that better than doing it on the 9-inch circulars. So we're gonna try this out. We're gonna see how the shorties work. It's nice that I'm already on the heel. So yeah, and I just have like I think it's like a makeup pouch or something, but I keep my knitting in it and take it to work for lunches when I don't want to do anything else or what have you. I can take it in the car. Really easy to work. We've gone on long enough. I have been reading, but I got a 3-month trial of Kindle Unlimited, so I've been reading a lot of trash. Fun trash, but trash. So a lot of those we are not going to bother talking about on my channel. I have read other things too. I have not been playing any games, so we're just going to end it here. Thank you so much if you stuck around. I really appreciate it. My videos always come out longer than I intended them to be, especially considering I don't feel like I even had that much progress. I'm gonna cut out the times where I'm just waiting on Notion to load on my tablet, and some crinkles here or there, whatever. So maybe it'll be a little bit shorter, but we're still probably looking at an hour, so. But anyway, thank you so much for sticking around. If you're going to any retreats, let me know. I will be at StitchCon Weekend A in next June, so that's the next one that I've got lined up. However, I'm doing the Jingle Ball, which is of course virtual, but I'm going to be sitting down and taking the time and being on there, attempting to be sociable. I think that's it though. I don't have anything booked yet or anything for next year besides StitchCon. So let me know if you have any really cool retreats near you. Let me know what you've been to, because it was really interesting seeing the different vibes between StitchCon and Stitch North. I think we've been maybe kicking around doing Stitch West. That would be really cool. It seemed like it was on the same exact weekend. Also, I think Sweater Weather by that Rebel Stitcher puts on. I think that's in Pittsburgh. It seemed like they were all like right around the same weekend as Stitch North was. But next year for Stitch North, it's a special designer, Jeanette Douglas, which is all fine and dandy. I like some of Jeanette Douglas's patterns, but I don't really want to pay for the upcharge. It's not like it's not like it's an add-on to do whatever class or whatever special things that Jeanette Douglas is doing, and so it's just included in the overall cost for the retreat, which I'm sure that's way easier for the Evertote who puts this on to deal with planning wise. You're not having to come up with this person signed up for this, this person signed up for this, whatever. But I probably wouldn't care too much about it, so I don't really want to pay for the upcharge when I'm not entirely sure that would be why I'd be going. So, I don't know. I just think it's really fun to try out some different retreats, so I would love to maybe check out something different next year. But yeah, so let me know. I watched the movie Tremors for the first time on Halloween. That was like my husband's and I's little thing, watching some, I wouldn't go so far as to say horror. That was it was fun. It was fun, funny, silly. It was great. But yeah, that's what we did. It was pretty boring. It was rainy and gross, and I had a migraine, so I called into work and slept all day. So then that evening we just watched Tremors. But that's it. I don't think I've really been watching anything. Like I said, I haven't been gaming and mostly reading trash, so. Okay, you're caught up. Okay, I'm actually gonna let you go now. Sorry, keep rambling. Anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate you staying. Please talk to me on Instagram and in the comments. I really love reading those. They make me so happy to get and respond and interact with you guys. So, bye!